Good morning, YouTube. As you can see, I'm battling washboard. I thought I'd come up on this route because it does have crappy washboard, and I wanted to see whether the new shock and front suspension improvements improve that. And I would say it did, but not tremendously. But I would say it did. It's not near as bad as it was before. Before I would lose a lot of traction and drift all over the place. Now I'm losing some traction, but I'm not drifting, and it's not too bad. That's with the K-Tech shock and the Racetech fork spring kit for the left leg. So I'm also testing the shock setting, the rebound damping, just making sure it's kind of a good compromise between on the road and on dirt, because basically you want less damping when you're on dirt, and a little more damping when you're on pavement. So it's not a situation where you can have it ideal for both. It's a compromise, but then that's what dual sports are, right? Yeah, I guess that's about as good as I can expect on that type of washboard. Who invented washboard anyway? Okay, that's the end of the washboard. Just deciding which way I want to go here. That way has some pretty neat viewpoints. Maybe I'll go there. Yeah. So this is a good test also of the suspension. See whether I've got the rebound okay. So it's not going to buck the rear end and nasties like that. I can't go too fast on this route. I'm already going double the speed that they say you should, because this is a route that is for cycling and hiking, that type of thing. But you are allowed to take a motorcycle here, or a car even, on this one section. But if you go too crazy on it, people are gonna start bitching, and then they're gonna ban you altogether, and we don't want that. Oh, gee. So the suspension, the damping, I think it's okay. Certainly not as soft as the old stock shock and the way the forks were. But that's of course a good thing, because it was silly soft. And it would wallow all over the place and pogo stick, that type of thing. Doesn't do that at all anymore. But of course it is harsher than the stock setup. But it's still for a lot of it quite plush. But yeah, definitely harsher. In a good way. Oh yeah. That looks pretty cool, right? Yeah, nice. So this is an old rail bed. The Kettle Valley Railway. Minus the train and the tracks. So there's that K-Tech shock. Can you see it? So it just has rebound damping adjustment. That's it. And preload, of course. But I think, on a bike like this, that's all you need, really. It's not a dedicated dirt bike where you'd want compression and all that adjustment. Dual sports are always a compromise. But that's the beauty of them. You can go anywhere and have fun. Can you imagine going through here on a train back in the day? That'd be awesome, eh? Always watching out for bears. Lurking around the corner. You never know, do you? I don't want to hit a bear. That would suck. Sorry, Mr. Bear. I honestly didn't mean it. Please don't eat me. Should be coming to the end of this soon. Yeah, there it is. It ends at this bridge. I say ends because I'm not allowed to go over the bridge. This bush, it has berries I call them bunch berries, and they're delicious. I'll have to remember that one. So now you can get a little bit more impression of the railway that was here. These trestles, a lot of them, most of them burned down in a fire in 2003. It was a tremendous, horrendous fire. And they rebuilt a lot of the trestles. I forget how many, maybe a dozen. But yeah, pretty impressive, eh? Well, that's interesting. Do you see my little zip tie there? It is now lower, and it's right about in the Goldilocks zone. So that's good. About 80% of the travel. And I did push it through some rather hard dips, so that's where I want it to be. So that's good. On previous rides, I didn't get it to go down quite that far. Ooh, playing in the sand. And here we are in the views again. That is very pretty. So if anyone is on the fence, about whether or not to invest in suspension on this bike, the CRF300L, man, if you want a better riding experience and then to enjoy the bike more, like a lot more, then do it. Just do it. And one way to save a bit of money is to get the K-Tech shock, because that is a little less expensive than Rally Raid or certainly Öhlins or Racetech. And it does a nice job. I find it to be excellent. And I'm sure the longevity will be good because K-Tech is a good company. They're known for quality shocks. And the Racetech suspension upgrade for the front, just the fork spring kit, that's all I got. but it really works well. Ooh, had to slow down there. Don't want to upset the cyclists. Yeah, it really works well. I was afraid that maybe it wouldn't have enough damping, because there's nothing to increase the damping from stock, just more spring. But it's actually good. I wouldn't want any more damping in the front. The front responds nicely, I think. So go ahead and do it. Get some suspension upgrades. You will thank yourself, like just going through those those bumps there at the speed I'm going on the stock system, man, you'd be all over the place. Yeah, I think it's good. I like it. See more cyclists up there, so I'll be a good boy. Yeah, this is a beautiful area. I really enjoy it. Anyway, I'm going to head down. So, I thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed some of the scenery, and maybe if you're interested in the suspension on the CRF300L, I hope that some of that was useful for you. You take care. Hey, ride safe. And have fun. And I'll catch you on another one.